Welcome back to Level Up. In our last episode, we drew the line between good debt and bad debt. Today, we're going deep into the danger zone. We're talking about Pinjol and Paylater. We'll uncover the terrifying traps, the warning signs you can't ignore, and how to use them wisely only when you have no other choice. This is about financial survival.
Today we're doing a deep dive into something huge in Southeast Asia's biggest economy. Online loans, or Pinjol. And by now, Paylater.
Yeah, it's everywhere now, isn't it?
Absolutely. Our sources show how these services promise instant cash, instant gratification, but they've really woven themselves into everyday digital life. Think e-commerce, food delivery.
Big frictionless.
Exactly. So today, our mission is to unpack the appeal, but also the frankly terrifying traps of this easy money, especially for Indonesia's tech-savvy youth. We want to explore how you can navigate this wisely.
Okay, let's unpack that. Because this Pinjol and Paylater explosion, it's not just some passing trend. It's fundamentally restructuring consumer finance over there.
Restructuring how?
Well, think about how deeply integrated they are.
Yeah.
It creates this incredibly smooth path to taking on debt. Often, what should be a considered financial decision. It just becomes a one-click action.
And that's blurring the lines, right, between convenience and real commitment.
Precisely.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The main engine driving this growth, it's Indonesia's youth. Millennials and Gen Z, mostly 18 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing hits them with slogans like, buy now, pay later without burden. Sounds great, but the data, it paints a much darker picture. Nearly 40% of all the bad loans, the non-performing ones from Pinjol, are from people aged 1934.
Wow, 40%.
Yeah. It suggests a worsening inability to actually pay this stuff back. So what makes this group so vulnerable? It can't just be catchy slogans.
No, it's definitely more complex. It's like a web, really.
Yeah.
You've got social media playing a huge role, cultivating this sort of performance of success.
The pressure to look good online.
Exactly. Young Indonesians feel immense pressure to appear capable, showcasing certain lifestyles, certain purchases. It fuels that FOMO, that fear of missing out, and consumption.
And the online loans make it seem achievable instantly.
Deceptively accessible, yeah. It turns that social pressure directly into a financial vulnerability. And, this combines with some tough economic realities, too. Many Gen Z earn less than, RP 2.5 million a month?
That's not much to live on.
Not at all. And reports say 60% of young borrowers are just trying to make ends meet. Basic necessities.
So, what does this practically mean for you, the listener? We're seeing two really distinct traps here. First, the terrifying world of illegal Pinjol.
Oh, yeah. The sharks?
Definitely. Indonesia's Financial Services Authority, the OJK, they've blocked over 4,265 illegal platforms. These guys operate with insane interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
We saw one case, a RP 2 million loan balloon to a RP 4 million monthly payment.
Was that 150% monthly interest? Unbelievable.
Completely unsustainable. And they demand invasive access to your phone, data, contacts, photos, everything. Then they use public shaming if you default. It's led to horrible outcomes, even crime.
It's awful stuff. But, connecting this to the bigger picture, even the legal Pinjol and Paylater, the regulated ones, they could still be a trap, just maybe a slower moving one.
How so? The advice is always use legal lenders.
Right. And that creates this kind of illusion of complete safety. But the hidden hook is how that convenience normalizes debt for consumption, buying things you don't strictly need right now.
Okay.
And every single payment, especially the missed ones, gets logged by SLIK OJK. That's Indonesia's Central Credit Bureau. So maybe years later you try to get a mortgage or a loan for a small business.
And the door is closed because of some small Paylater debts from years ago.
Exactly. Your credit history is damaged silently. It fundamentally erodes that skill of delayed gratification, which is, crucial for financial health.
So, okay, people might be asking, how do I even tell them apart, the legal from the illegal?
Good question. There's a sort of predator versus partner guide you can think about. Legal lenders, they'll clearly show the OJK logo, and you can actually verify them on the OJK website.
Right. Verifiable.
And they only ask for limited phone data. Think camera, microphone, location, that's it. And they use ethical collection methods, the illegal ones. They want all your data, contacts, gallery, everything. And their tactics are abusive. Got it. So what can you actually do if you're caught?
Okay, if it's illegal lenders, stop payments immediately. Don't give them another rupiah. Document everything, messages, threats, loan details. Report them to the police and the SWA task force.
And warn your contacts.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Tell your contacts their numbers might have been stolen and could be misused. Now, for legal debt, if you're struggling, first, stop taking on new debt immediately.
Draw a line.
Draw a line. Then do a debt audit. List everything out. Consider strategies like the avalanche method, tackling high-interest debt first, or the snowball method, paying off small debts for motivation. And don't be afraid to talk to the lender, negotiate a restructuring.
Okay, solid advice. And for those listening who want to avoid the trap altogether, or maybe they've just escaped, right? Prevention. Think about the wise user's checklist. Before any borrowing, really, ask yourself, is this a genuine need or just a want?
Need versus want.
Crucial. Is it for an asset, something that might grow in value, or just a consumable item? Have you exhausted all other non-debt options? Can you truly afford the repayments, looking at your budget realistically?
And the big one.
And is the lender verifiably registered with the OJK? Check that logo, check their site.
That checklist seems vital.
It really is. Look, ultimately, getting financial freedom today, it's like a modern fight for independence. For Kimber Decken, you could say.
A fight for independence. I like that framing.
It requires real determination. Indonesia's founding father, Sukarno, said something like, independence can only be obtained and secured by a nation with a spirit raging with determination, independence or death. It's about your determination to get out of debt.
Powerful.
Yeah.
And maybe think about this. Being debt-free, it isn't really the end goal, is it?
No, not at all.
It's the condition. It's what unlocks your ability to actually build a prosperous, fulfilling life. It lets you start building that fortress, your emergency fund, saving, investing for the future.
That's the real freedom.
So that's our deep dive on Pinjol and Paylater, the core takeaway. Convenience definitely comes at a price, potentially a very high one for your financial freedom. These are tools, maybe useful sometimes, but they shouldn't be a lifestyle.
Use sparingly. Very sparingly.
So here's your challenge. Next time you're thinking about a major purchase, run it through that wise user's checklist. Really grill yourself on those questions.
Thanks for listening to Level Up. Join us next time as we shift from defense to offense and talk about building your financial fortress with an emergency fund. Until then, stay sharp and keep leveling up.